Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Angus Glen Community Centre here on day 2 of the U18 Central Region Championships. The nightcap game is here, and it will be featuring the host, the Markham Waxers, taking on Ottawa Myers Automotive. Two teams who were the champion of their respective conference. The Markham Waxers enter this tournament as the host. However, they were the official OMHA champion. On the other end, the Ottawa Myers Automotive, the HEO champion, coming into today. Both teams suffering overtime losses in yesterday's game. The Markham Waxers holding a 2-0 lead going into the third period, suffered a 4-3 overtime loss against the North Bay Trappers. While on the other end, Ottawa Myers Automotive was down all game long, scored 3 quick goals in the third period against the Waterloo Wolves to take a 6-5 lead before ultimately dropping the game 7-6 in overtime. Both of these teams looking for a little bit of redemption today. Hopefully, they don't end up with the loser point today. We'll find out next. Goaltenders for today's matchup for Ottawa Myers Automotive. Number 29, Matthias D'Souza, getting his first start of the tournament, a 7-2-5 record in the HEO this season with a 2.30 goals against average. On the other end, it's Hudson Ciccelli, an 11-3-1 record with a 2.31 goals against average. We'll now throw it down to rink level for the starting lineups and the playing of the Canadian national anthem. Markham Waxers, the visitors in today's game. The visitors for the second time in 2 days. Their starting lineup on defense, it's Benny Billingsley alongside Liam McMullen. Up front, Christian Bruno alongside Austin Silver and Justin Anselmo. On the other side, for Ottawa Myers Automotive, their first game as the home team in this tournament. On the back end, it's Mattis Bubblicious alongside Jacob Surdock. Up front, Liam Kelly, Jack Malandra, and Ben Carr. Head coach of Ottawa Myers Automotive, Brad Smith. Formerly played for the Panthers, Kings, Rangers, Predators, and Senators in the National Hockey League. Head coach of the Markham Waxers is Dan Taus, former NHLer with 8 seasons with the Canadiens and Maple Leafs, 254 career points, 522 career games. Both teams ready. It's going to be Carr going up against Bruno on the opening draw. As Game 3, the nightcap, is underway. Markham wins the opening draw as it's moved out quickly to Billingsley. He'll have to reverse it quick for McMullen as Surdock sends it back into Markham territory. Going played out behind the net as it'll come up on the near side. A long shot in from Bubblicious off a sharp angle. Puck gets tied up on the far side. Markham will work it out. With it now, Anselmo on side. He drops it back for McMullen. Shovel forward. McMullen steps up, fires a shot. It's turned away by D'Souza early. Bubblicious trying to clear the line. It's held in. Anselmo down low. Anselmo sharp angle shot off the side of the net. He knocks it free. It comes up to the point, holding the line. One-time shot, McMullen. It got tipped in front, but D'Souza sharp to the stop early. Matthias D'Souza, the Canada, Ontario native, a 5'10" goaltender, a 2.00 goals against average in the postseason in 5 games played for Ottawa. Faceoff's tied up and won by Martin. Stepping up on the rush is D. Philippus, playing in his first game of the tournament. He was out yesterday, back into the lineup today. Martin behind the net, quick feed out to Whiston. Whiston was the overtime hero against the North Shore Whitecaps in the OMHA finals. Puck will be played forward. Turnbull holds, looks to flip it out, just rides the boards alongside the bench as it'll be played back to center. That one's tagged up offside. 2 quick whistles in the first minute and 21 seconds. Tagging up there, Reed Smith. 12 points in the playoffs from the Whitby native. Led the team. As Kelly on the draw. Liam Kelly, that is. The official telling them to back up. Face-off is tied up and taken by Ottawa, but forced onside immediately by Costanza. When played behind the net, Turnbull looking over his options, moves it up to Kelly over the middle of the ice. Will be stripped away by the Waxers. Costanza fires it back on target, and D'Souza will elect to cover up as Gata crashing the crease hard. He's escorted out. Here's the quick breakout, but immediately turned to offense as Costanza just spins and fires, looking to just get the puck in deep. Does so successfully as they've got the offensive zone draw upcoming. Ottawa issuing the wholesale change. They'll roll out their starting line with Carr centering it. Faceoff's tied up and slapped to the far side. Melander trying to take off. He was showcasing some kind of elite speed yesterday. Something Markham's got to be aware of. Played up to the point. A long fluttering shot in, up and over on the top part of the glass. Aloisi on the puck. Comes to the blue line, holding the line. This one slapped down towards the target. D'Souza shoves it away. Because that was Gata on the shot attempt. Puck comes up the boards as Carr goes in on the pressure. Now Aloisi across the line. He takes it towards the goal line. Spins, fires a jam play at the side of the net. D'Souza slams the door shut. Long stretch feed down the far side of the ice. That hit the dasher weird and it slowed right up. So Ottawa able to get a couple fresh bodies on the ice. As this will be worked to the outside. With it is Silver. Silver bearing down on O'Neill. Gets it out in front. A jam play at the side. D'Souza with the save as Bubblicious will take it out. He gets it off to Hayes. Return feed. Bubblicious has a bounce off his stick, and here come the Waxers with numbers the other way. Silver over the middle. Down to Anselmo. The sharp angle shot covered up by D'Souza as he has had to be sharp here. Markham hounding the goaltender on his first game of the tournament. Bubblicious trying to jump up in the rush there. Silver, as Markham came back with numbers, they're able to get it out to Anselmo quickly, looking for some kind of rebound play for a teammate on the far side, but D'Souza does a quick job to cover it up. Bubblicious taps this forward. It's turned over. Martin with it. Tries to get to the slot for Smith. Bouncing puck as Surdock has to get rid of it quick as Whiston runs him over into the boards. Puck comes free for Ottawa, but it's taken away by Markham. Shots now 6-0 in favor of the hosts. less than 4 minutes into this game. No icing the call as it was tagged by Ottawa going into the offensive zone. Coming away with it, Whiston trying to move the puck around. He's got it on his backhand. Whiffs on the pass, but is able to get down to Smith, who shovels a shot towards the net, but it's blocked in front. Smith gets pinned off by Surdok behind the net. As Surdok's able to move it up to Madge. Seth Madge had a goal in yesterday's game, also led the team in assists this season with 27. Pass out front is intercepted, and Markham's in transition again. That one just outside the reach of Whiston as he'll let it go in deep and go for a change himself. Kelly rings it around the boards. Turnbull trying to turn it up the middle of the ice. Tetzlaff's going to be to it first. He rings it around, and it just narrowly stays in the zone because this one comes all the way back. Deflection play over in the middle of the ice as it springs Ottawa the other way, and making his first save of the game is Hudson Chikelli. We'd like to thank our partners for supporting today's event. A special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. First offensive zone draw of the day for Ottawa as faceoff goes back to Tetzlaff, and that pass attempt deflected off a stick up and out of play. Centerman Ben Carr standing at 6'5", one of the bigger players we'll see in this tournament. Leaving for the Brantford Bulldogs potentially as soon as next season. He had 9 points in the postseason, as well as 2 points in the team's 7-6 overtime loss yesterday. Carrying in now is Jackson Bodner. Bodner from Montreal, with a little bit of New Zealand heritage to the name, as here goes Melandra with a burst of speed. Melandra to the net. He's turned away by Chikelli. A big-time save on the man who led the team in goals this season, Jack Melandra. He gets shut down. Now let's watch this replay. He just gets up and flies. If you haven't been paying attention to his game, he could have potentially the best pair of wheels on him in the tournament. He has been flying around through the first 2 days. When we talked to the coaching staff of the Waxers, including Dan Daus, these two teams have met before. It was actually the Markham Waxers who captured a 4-3 victory in the Big Nickel AAA tournament showcase, as a penalty upcoming here to the Waxers. O'Neill slides it across. Let me work down into the corner. Behind the net with an out. Looking dangerous slot here as Chikelli makes the shoulder save. And it's going to be a trip upcoming against the Waxers. So for the first time today, we'll get to see one of the power play units. Ottawa goes to the man advantage as heading to the box, Jackson Bodner. Ottawa's power play was 3 for 5 yesterday. Hit at a 66 or 60% clip, I should say. Penalty kill, however, was 0 for 2, but we're only focusing on the positive as they go to work on the power play. Backdoor feed is turned away. This one worked all the way over to Dean Sloan. Sloan spins. Will swing it down low for Carr. Carr makes a nice spinning effort as he gets it back up top for Sloan. Worked across the line. Kelly back to Sloan, firing the shot. It's turned away. Rebound at the side of the net. Scooped up by Carr. He'll work with a burst of speed over the middle. Kelly, long shot in. It's rejected, but only to the point where Bangs controls. Kelly to the far side. Works it in. A shot on. Turned away by Chikelli. He denies Melandra again. As Chikelli off to a hot start here for the Waxers. It's a good passing setup here by Ottawa as they're able to go across the ice, set up Melandra, their leading goal scorer, give him a good look. But the right-handed catching goalie and Chikelli able to beat him there and make the save on the far side post. Face-off is won momentarily, held at the line by Surdok. A good effort to keep that puck in. It's worked up high. Surdok, long floating away shot. Stopped again by Chikeli. Despite the shots being 6-0 in favor of Markham at one point, all the way back to 6-5 here, and Chikeli starting to heat up in his first game of the tournament. One of the few right-handed catching goalies we'll see. Faceoff's tied up and controlled by Ottawa again. Surdok on the point. He'll swing it over to the near side. He gets the return feed. Surdok steps into a rebound chance. They score! Power play goal for Ottawa Myers Automotive. And it's Logan Stobernak who capitalizes there. Stobernak posting up in front of Chikeli. It was a big rebound chance, and he just jumps all over it, bashes it home into the back of the net. And just like that, Ottawa, the home team, in the lead against the hosts. Tetzlaff, long lead feed. Whiston, he'll control. Moves it over to the outside. In with the burst speed was Martin. Smith to the outside, tried to center it, but couldn't find a stick in front. Billingsley takes the hit as Kelly works it over to the outside to Wendell. Wendell will center that as a stick knocked right out of the hand, and Ottawa's going to go right back to the power play here. Taking it to the outside is Wendell. Swings it down low as Martin lays the hit. He'll be moved up and intercepted by Smith. And both officials getting it there as Whiston already knows. He's already headed to the box. Slashing the call. So Ottawa right back onto the power play. Already 1-for-1 in this game. And keep in mind, that makes them 4 for 6 on the tournament. Ottawa now looking to capitalize once again. The tournament's best power play to this point. Trying to work that puck free. Taken away over the middle. Firing the shot was Hayes, but he couldn't get through a sea of bodies. Surdok keeps it in the offensive end. Hayes, toe drag shot through traffic, but Chikeli denies it. So he's able to make the squeeze with 12:37 to go here in the first. Fine Design, the official on-site championship apparel provider for the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Be sure to grab your championship gear before it sells out. 1:40 to go on the power play. Seth Madge on the draw. Wins it back. Surdok fires the shot. It's once again squeezed by Chikeli. Lots of puck possession here from the Ottawa power play. Not too many times they're losing draws and having to chase the puck, which we've seen from some other teams in this tournament. A lot of faceoffs won, and that's credit to the captain, Seth Madge, who's now in on the draw now. He'll win another. It's played up to Surdok on the point. He'll walk the line, fire the shot. It's a blocker save by Chikeli as it comes up to the near side. Surdok goes across the line, waits, patience as that'll be Kelly who spins back. Hayes over the middle, fires the shot. It's blocked in front. Traffic in front as the puck is scooped up from the slot. It's worked over to the near side. Surdok, long lining shot. It's blocked in front by Ellis. Ottawa goes behind the net, up high. 1 minute remains on the power play. Pass attempt blocked by Turnbull as he'll reset on the point. Surdok waits. He walks into it. He sees a lane, but that shot's blocked away again. Hayes with it in the corner. He looks over his options. Slides it to the goal line. This one worked to the weak side. Up high, Surdok, a fading away one-time shot as that's blocked in front and will go up and out of play as Ottawa gets a wholesale change to send the top unit out there. 11:32 remains here in the first. Just 35 seconds on the power play. Goal scored. Plymouth. Face off one here by Markham as they'll go for the pin in the corner. Trying to work it free is Carr as he's able to get it loose and up to Presley Kelly. Backdoor feed. It's broken up and Markham looking to go potentially on the counterattack but can't even clear the line. Presley Kelly holds it in there momentarily before it's finally sent down the length of the ice. Presley Kelly was fantastic in the team's 7-6 overtime loss. He had a goal and 3 assists, was the day one leader with 4 points on the day as this puck gets centered. Controlled still by Ottawa. We're back to even strength as Markham has killed off the penalty. Ottawa's now 1 for 2 on the game. This one will be shuffled forward as coming the other way with it is Whiston straight out of the box as Melander trying to clear it. Ended up shooting it right into the front side of McMullen. This one played around. Kelly will ring it high up the glass, and that hits the glass and goes up and out of play. So another faceoff coming here in the Markham zone. Dominic DeFilippis getting his first action of the tournament. 4 games played in the regular season for the Waxers. Actually had 1 game played for the Georgina Ice in the PJCHL, which is Junior C hockey. As jumping up in the rush, firing a shot to Souza, big rebound, scores! Austin Silver capitalizes on the rebound from D'Souza, and the Waxers tie the game at 1. A perfect low shot for the rebound. Fires it off that left pad, and D'Souza can't control the rebound enough as it just bounces right onto the stick of Austin Silver. And he has tied the game. Austin Silver, 10 goals in the regular season alongside 24 points. While Christian Bruno, only 2 games played this season. He picks up the assist. A fading away shot. A nice save there by Kelly. As Dean Sloan was looking to get it right back for Ottawa. This one worked up high. Bubblicious a shot. It's turned away. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the first. This one sent down the length of the ice, and it will go for an icing call. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Baron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U18 AAA Central Region Championship. Baron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Quick shot on there as Kelly sends it away. Puck up to the blue line. Surdock knocks it down. Long, low-lining shot in. And it's turned away as Cole Ahmed takes exception to the late whack at his goaltender, and he'll give an extra late cross check there after the play. .9:24 remaining here in the first. The starting line featuring Ben Carr at center, Jack Melander on the wing. Out there for Ottawa. Face-off will be rung around the boards as Bubblicious stepping up to make the hit. This one will come all the way down. No icing the call as Silver beats it out. Carr will shovel it around with one stick as it comes back around on the weak side. Stepping up now, Hayes with it. Liam Hayes, he's got space. He fires shot, rebound chance, and it's missed aside past the goal line. Markham working it out the other way. That's Jackson Bodner who will fire it in deep as this one's shot towards the net, turned away by the right pad of D'Souza. And Ottawa's in transition. Hayes with possession of it. He gets cut off as Carr tries to poke it forward. Carr with a quick release shot. Turned away by Kelly, crashing the net hard. And Markham's able to flip this out of any danger, but this will certainly go for an icing call this time around. Kelly has been sharp early for the Waxers. A lot of tight chances in front. Ben Carr has a very impressive shot and a very quick release. And we just saw it there, but Kelly able to elevate, get the shoulders up to deny that last chance. Face off won by the Waxers, but it's turned over. It's moved up to the point. Long shot in. It's blocked in front. Rebound chance turned away by Kelly again. Tetzlaff looking to hold the line as a battle for it ensues and will be played around the weak side of the boards as jumping is Liam Kelly, but he takes the check from Jackson Bodner. Silver moves it up to the point. It's held in at the line by Turnbull. Long shot in by Tetzlaff. Can't get through a sea of traffic, and Silver is out in transition. Turnbull steals it from him, and Bodner will go off the boards, and will it go for icing? No, not the case. D'Souza's got to stick his stick out and play it as Tetzlaff gets hammered from behind. Costanza laying the boom on the big-bodied defenseman. Tetzlaff standing at 6'2". Goes down hard there as Turnbull has to get rid of it quickly as bearing down on him as Aloisi as Gata couldn't pull the trigger in front. Mark Bangs goes in transition but left the puck in the neutral zone as handling it now is Emmett O'Neill. Plays it to the weak side of the ice as Kelly will take it in the offensive end. Backdoor feed, just an errant. As a long shot comes in from the point as Emmett O'Neill's shot is swallowed up. Emmett O'Neill only 2 points on the season, but 3 games played. He's played much more time in the postseason, logging 7 games. 2010 born defenseman. Face off is won by the Waxers as Kelly goes to apply the pressure on the near side. As coming away with it is Sloan, whose shot fired, missed wide right. Waxers handling it in their own end as this one will be moved up quickly by Cole Ahmed. Fisher Ishwaran, his pass to the front of the net is turned away. Costanza's shot is blocked in front by Kelly. O'Neill looking for the outlet. Bangs over the middle. Ishwaran tripped for a moment as Madge backdoor feed looking for the tap-in goal but couldn't get it. This one will be played up to the point where it is Kelly with a long shot in. Rebound chance at the side of the net. No black shirts near to tap it home. And a penalty upcoming as the late check in by Sloan. Sloan getting taken off for cross-checking as he was the extra man in the board battle there. And for the first time tonight, Markham's power play will get a chance to shine. They went 0 for 1 yesterday. As the puck gets tied up, Madge has Ahmed accounted for. Costanza's just there, and I wouldn't say it's a cross-check per se on Sloan, but it was an unnecessary check, to say the least. As Markham now the power play opportunity. Ishwaran will go for the change, and he won't be allowed off. Never mind, he will be. They're saying it's, I believe it's skate blade related. It looked like there could be damage there. So coming on to fill his spot is Liam McMullen. Whiston against Carr here on the draw. Whiston pushes him forward, and Markham controls the opening draw as they hold the line. McMullen up top. Long shot in. It's blocked. And here's a chance the other way as that one's recovered by the Waxers when talking to the head coach Dan Deus. Mentioned that didn't get a lot of opportunities in yesterday's game against North Bay. Just the one, and it was modified, to say the least. He believes they have a really strong power play unit, and they're excited to unveil it here tonight. Whiston gets jammed at the side of the net. He was getting held as Whiston held on to Bubblicious' stick for a little longer. He wanted to call. I think both wanted to call. Not going to go either way. 5:20 to play here in the first. 109 on the Markham power play. This one slapped over the middle where McMullen is able to get it up, but it's quickly sent away by Turnbull. And down the length of the ice, Liam McMullen will take behind his own net. 53 seconds to play on the power play. Moved over to the weak side. Here's Anselmo with a burst of speed. He'll drop it off. Silver, a shot turned away by the glove of D'Souza. D'Souza also been sharp here in this first period. As we take a look at the replay. Dropped off. The goal scorer, Silver. Trying to get that shot off, but no cigar. As aforementioned, these two teams met back at the Big Nickel AAA tournament in November, whereas the Markham Waxers, who claimed the 4-3 victory over Ottawa, but that was a long time ago. As head coach Dan Naou says, the teams have changed a lot. He had a lot of respect for Jack Melandra, the forward for Ottawa. He was injured early in that game and knows how much of a game wrecker that Melandra can be, as we saw yesterday. But he knows that they crash the net hard, they attack low. And we've seen that already. They're aggressive on the forecheck, already 13 shots with over 4 minutes to play here in the first. It was on the point, Ishwaran. It gets to the slot, trying to get a shot off with Silver, but couldn't get it clear. Anselmo up to the point. Billingsley down low. Bruno right to the slot. Silver, a shot blocker saved by D'Souza, up and out of play. Quick stop by D'Souza, showing off the reflexes here on the power play. As it was a nice passing setup by the Waxers. He'll swing it down low. Quick chance to the slot. D'Souza recognized it quickly as he was able to come out and attack the shooter in the slot. Carr against Bruno here on the draw, what we saw on the opening face-off of the game. Billingsley fires that towards the net, and D'Souza sharp again. Goes sliding back into the blue paint. Just swallowed that puck up. Just 9 seconds remain here on the penalty to Sloan. Quick centerman change here for Ottawa. Carr out, Madge in. Silver, Billingsley, across McMullen. Backdoor feed for Silver. Nice play again by the Waxers, but can't beat D'Souza. Billingsley down low in the corner. Anselmo right to the slot. A bouncing puck. D'Souza can't capture that one as we're back to even strength. This will be sent down the length of the ice. It will roll up short of an icing call as Billingsley has to swing it around for McMullen. Billingsley up for Bruno. As that turned over, as scooping that around was Kelly, Presley Kelly. As going the other way, Emmett O'Neill. O'Neill the burst of speed. Backhand flicks that one into the offensive end as McMullen's got to be first to it. Puck right to the slot, a sharp angle shot as that was off the stick of Hayes. He's been all over the offensive end the past 2 games, but can't find a way to break onto the score sheet. Just 1 assist yesterday. Into the offensive end, Bruno right over, a shot that misses wide of the target. Anselmo looking for the rebound. Anselmo with it behind the net. He'll wait, sharp angle shot as D'Souza's got to be quick to the save as Andrew Aloisi got taken down and chucks Ben Carr's stick to the corner. As here is Anselmo's shot. He realized he didn't have the pass to the defenders. They were coming off from making a change. Didn't have many forwards as one was on the ground and the other was covered. Elect for the shot, but D'Souza up to the task. Long shot in from the point. That's up and over the target as it's off the glass. This one will escape the zone. No icing the call. Bodner will be back on it first. All the way around as that slows up right through the thick snow in front of the Ottawa bench. There's Aloisi letting the big hit as it comes down into the corner. Aloisi back on it first. Moves it out over the middle, but it's intercepted, and going the other way is Stobernak. Stobernak, the lone goal scorer for Ottawa today, but offside the call with 2:25 to go. A scrum after the play now. There's Aloisi with the check. The OHF is pleased to partner with HTG Sports Services as its exclusive accommodation services provider. HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities across Ontario. 2:25 remaining here in the first of a tied game here at 1. Puck's moved over to the far side. Turnbull offside again. 2 quick offside calls in the span of 5 seconds. Shots now 13-11 in favor of Ottawa Myers Automotive. A lot of shots here in the first frame. Both goaltenders been tested at both ends. Stobernak gets that one forward, but it's intercepted by Bodner as he spins it back over the middle. Turnbull chips it off the board, but it's intercepted as here comes Whiston the other way. Whiston moves it forward. Great draw pass. Whiston looking for the back door. Rebound chance swallowed up by D'Souza. Whiston with a couple chances on that last opportunity as he comes into the zone. Move back between the legs. Gets the shot. Looks for the rebound, but he's unable to elevate. He got that rebound off quickly. Couldn't elevate or make a deke to get to the outside. Kelly moves that puck up ice as here comes Bangs with a burst of speed. Now on the far side, it's Dean Sloan. Sloan will fire it in deep as Kelly goes in on the attack. Markham now the other way. Whiston leaves it off, but he has his pocket picked as Sloan goes the other way. Dean Sloan, 3 points in the loss yesterday, a goal and 2 assists. He's also tied for the team lead in points in the postseason. Kelly is shot. That one's turned away by the right pad. Kelly, that one's nearly turned over right into the slot as Madge looking to pick it up as it'll be chopped out to center. Silver a little too slow on picking it up as Bruno will ring it around the boards as we head to the final minute here of the first period. Madge across the red line. He's got a burst of speed. He's got a lane. Madge backdoor feed, but that one outside the reach. Markham with numbers in transition the other way. On it, Billingsley. He's across the line. He takes it to the outside. Fires the shot on. And D'Souza quick with the save. He's able to... Really interesting goaltender to watch. When he makes the save, he sinks back into the crease, but then he pushed out to avoid any contact or anything that would help the puck come back towards the goal line. 44.9 remaining here in the first. Carr against Bruno. Bruno wins it clean. He gets it back. Anselmo, a spinning off-balance shot that was blocked in front as Carr will move it up to Melandra on the far side. Markham fires it back in deep. Kelly swings it on over. O'Neill looking to clear the line. Anselmo knocks it down just on side as O'Neill will get it clear this time. Carr going on the attack as Kelly stepping up in the rush. He'll try and push it forward, but offside is the call. 4 points as a defenseman for Presley Kelly in game 1 of the tournament. The 5'11 defenseman, the leader in points this season with 38 on the year. Chase Martin on the draw against Liam Kelly. As on the rush, Whiston from a sharp angle, knocked down by the glove of D'Souza. At the point, that one clears the line. No icing the call as two members of Ottawa hard after it as Kelly will just fire this into the bench. Ottawa wants a delay of game call. Don't think they're going to get one because it's in the bench, didn't go over glass. So maybe a close call. And D'Souza coming to the bench as Ottawa's electing to go 6-on-5 here for the final 1.4 seconds. Carr on the draw. Sloan lining up in the shooter slot. Markham sending 4 bodies to the left side of the centerman as faceoff's just tied up A good effort there by Chase Martin to just lock up Ben Carr. As that will do it for the first period of play. After 20 minutes, the Markham Waxers and Ottawa Myers Automotive tied at ones. You won't want to miss second period action. It'll be coming up right after this short break.
Got something to call mine. Oh, I need someone to talk to. Right here, right now. Oh, we are on our way. Starting today.
The TELUS Cup is coming to Peterborough. Canada's men's U18 National Club Championship is taking over the Peterborough Memorial Centre. From the opening face-off to the final goal of the championship game, the TELUS Cup delivers unforgettable moments at the highest level of U18 hockey in Canada. Be there for every moment. Get your tickets now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
Gold medal winner!
There's change, and change is always good.
I'd like to continue making sure freedom of movement is smooth. It's easier for kids to play, making sure as many kids who want to play can play, making sure that the OHF is well managed financially, well governed. Those things they're not sexy, but they're important.
Being part of the future of hockey, I'd like to make sure that hockey continues being hockey. My goal also is to be that devil's advocate, helping understand and question what we are doing to make sure that it is the right thing to do in the future.
Progress that I would like to see is to really continue to push the game and to push the quality of our events and the player experience and bring in some new and exciting and innovative initiatives like online streaming for our OHF championships.
For me, it's all about the players. They will always need support. We need to nurture their well-being physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. How can we do that in a good way? What does that look like? Growth and development, what change looks like in a good way, the culture and respect and integrity for the benefit of the players, and accessibility at all levels. So recruitment and retention for players. How do we get volunteers on board? How do we keep them involved? And how can we make that process streamlined and easier for that to happen?
What I would like to see is spend more time on recreational hockey and provide the recreational player who make up most of our membership feel more important and more worthy of the attention that some of the representative teams and people get, and translate that into the recreational stream.
It's an avenue by which players get to participate in a recreational activity that's structured, that's safe, and that, as I said previously, produces some pretty good citizens.
What progress I'd be looking for are just continued work towards inclusion, diversity, making the game more affordable, making the game easily accessible in terms of registration, and also continue the path of continued growth within hockey.
The vision of hockey in Ontario is a very complicated issue. There are a lot of people that have a lot of different views about what it should be. We work together better now than we ever have. We're on the same page more now than we ever have. So my job is to listen to people.
I'm most excited about the leadership role that OHF is taking on, and you can really see it in the customer service that's being delivered. Always thinking about the players and always thinking about the experience of enriching communities through hockey.
Success as chair to me would be having people say the members of the Ontario Hockey Federation get along better than they've ever gotten along. We collaborate more than we've ever collaborated. We trust each other more than we've ever trusted each other. If we all communicate and we all trust each other, we'll all make progress.
Personally, receiving the scholarship, it's meant a lot to me. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden. I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
As someone that never played at a high level of hockey, I never really imagined being a professional referee until 2022. And I really thought, where could this job go? So I played A in Mississauga, and the association reached out to our team for timekeepers. And when I wanted to start, they offered me a position to start officiating. From then, just climbing through the ranks of the Mississauga Hockey League, Greater Toronto Hockey League, and into the Ontario Hockey League. Not playing at a high level is one thing that sticks out when you go to referee at a high level. I feel like I have something to prove going into these bigger games and big rinks. Some coaches know that you never played at a high level, so how could you be refereeing? And it's important to remind yourself that you're there for a reason, just like they are. Your name didn't fall out of a hat and all of a sudden you're refereeing a professional hockey game. Off seasons are where you make the most gains as an official and player. Something that I think is very important as an official that didn't play high-level hockey is your skating ability. Take power skating lessons, sit on the ice, whether it's with your friends or alone, and get skated. As you climb the ranks and start to officiate major, junior, and professional hockey, you really start to notice the difference that communication makes with the players, coaches, other officials, and above. Staying composed, professional, and handling pressure is very important. Stakes are so high that we need to make correct, accurate decisions as best as we can. We don't get replays like you do at home watching the TV. We've got to make it that split second, and it's got to be as accurate as possible. I think getting into officiating can be daunting at times. You get yelled at, people think you're wrong, when really most of the time you are right. You start second-guessing your abilities and you get discouraged. So I think just reminding yourself that all the hard work and dedication that you put into over the years, it's very rewarding in the end.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Angus Glen Community Centre for second period action between the hosts, the Markham Waxers, and the champions of the Hockey Eastern Ontario Division, the Ottawa Myers Automotive. After 20 minutes of play, these two teams have had a very evenly drawn battle. The Waxers and Ottawa tied 1-1 after the first 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal in favor of Ottawa, 14-13 in the opening frame. Ottawa's red-hot power play got off to another hot start today as Logan Stobernak capitalized on the power play with the assist going to Jacob Surdock as well as Liam Hayes. Here's a replay of that goal. Stobernak on the back door, able to just fight it home. Ottawa's power play now 1 for 2 on the game and 4 for 6 in the tournament. Here's the Markham goal, as it was Christian Bruno with the initial shot, the rebound, laying on a silver platter for Austin Silver as he was able to tie the game at 1. Second period action underway here from day 2, the nightcap, the final game of the day. We're back here once again at 12 p.m. for day 3 action tomorrow as Silver takes it into the offensive end. Puck comes around here for Hayes as he gets tied up on the boards. Hayes will walk it out. Moves over to the weak side, but Bruno is able to get it forward. Silver chasing it down as that one slapped between the legs of Bruno. McMullen fires a rocket, but it's going to be tagged up offside. Just 36 seconds into the period. When speaking with the Waxers coaching staff the other day, they held a 2-0 lead going into the third period against North Bay yesterday, and when he spoke of that game, just felt like the life wasn't in it in the third. They felt like they had nothing going. And when we talked with North Bay earlier, they mentioned that they will try and outlast their opponents, try and keep the stamina high at all points of the game, and it appears they outlasted the hosts in yesterday's overtime thriller. Markham and Ottawa both suffering overtime losses, so they both stand at 1 point in the standings. The top 4 teams move on to the weekend as Chase Martin gets kicked out of the draw for Reed Smith. Smith gets tied up and will be taken away by Ottawa as this one comes up the boards. So he moved out quickly with pace off the boards and in deep off of the stick of Madge. He'll come around the boards. Carr goes chopping as it pops a mile high in the air before finally coming down for Bodner. In on it, DeFilippis. He'll ring it around the boards. Held in at the point as a nice save by Chikeli, flashing the right hand and getting the glove on that quickly. 1:08 into the period here as Chikeli gets tested early. He stopped 13 of 14 in that first period. Sloan on the draw against Martin. Martin ties him up as Ahmed's able to walk it out. Smith goes to the far side up and over the head of Tetzlaff. Wiston's there first. He gets away from the check of the 6'2" defenseman as Madge is out in transition the other way. Seth Madge with a burst of speed down the right side, fires the shot just past the right shoulder of Chikeli, but wide of the target. Now working in the corner. Puck comes free as Martin sees a lane. He'll go with a burst of speed, tries to fire it off a stick in deep as deflects off of Wiston. Tetzlaff laying the body on him. Ottawa looking to find a little bit of space in transition. Coming down the near side, getting around the check is Bangs. Backdoor feed for Ahmed. Had Chikeli guessing, but Ahmed with the nice breakup with the sliding dive across. Ishwaran, long lead feed. He connects here with Aloisi. Leaves it off Martin. Walks in, fires a shot. Swallowed up by D'Souza. Prime scoring chance there for Chase Martin. He works himself all alone. Finds the patience to hold on to an extra second longer. But he also ran himself out of space. Andrew Aloisi now in on the draw. Kelly drops it off as it's O'Neill trying to spin it out. Had some troubles with the back of the net. Puck pops high here as McMullen had it go off shin pads in front. Billingsley chops at it. O'Neill in on the attack. Wendell. He'll try and get it to the point, but stuck up in the feet of Gattos. That pass goes errant behind the net. Tie up now underneath as it's worked up to the point. O'Neill walks the line, swings it over. Kelly works in. Toe drag shot as it's turned away by Chikeli. Trying to work it to the front as the net comes off. And potentially a break caught for Markham, as it was just off in the slightest. Markham allowed a full change here with 17:04 to play in the second period. Thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U18 AAA Central Region Championship. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Play up to the point, long shot in, blocked by the shin pads of Bruno as it'll be worked out the other way. Justin Anselmo, long lead pass. Into the offensive end. Emmett O'Neill, he gets pinned off on the boards by Bruno. Puck comes free as they'll be slapped back down low by Anselmo. Bruno looking to center as puck is being bashed at there by D. Philippus. As O'Neill scoops it up. Emmett O'Neill trying to get away from danger as Kelly looks to load up the bank pass. He connects on it as it'll get tipped into the offensive end by Ben Carr, the big body forward. Anselmo chops at that. Here comes Silver the other way, or Bubblicious, able to break it up. Long lead pass the other way, breakaway chance. In a long forehand shot turned away by Chikeli. Hayes gets denied on the break chance. Anselmo now looking to go the other way. Has his pocket picked by Melandra as he looked to pick up a burst of speed entering the offensive zone. Tries to drop it back. Chikeli, the men crashing the net. He's able to keep it out as Hayes still down. He's trying to just get out of the way as Martin 2-on-1 the other way. 3-on-1 drop pass for Anselmo off the blocker and to the side. Ottawa looking to move it the other way now as chances galore starting to break out on the offensive end, and that one's called icing. It appeared match touched up. Not the case. The linesman claiming they didn't see it, and this faceoff coming all the way back to the Ottawa end. Markham in the OMHA playoffs, 1-1-1 in group play. Beat the Burlington Eagles 3-1 in the semis. Beat the North Shore Whitecaps 3-2 in overtime to become OMHA champions. Gavin Whiston, the game-winning goal in that one. Surdog will try and clear this puck out as he deflects it on up. Moves across to the near side. Sloan drops it off. Madge across the line. Drops it back for Sloan in the corner as he's got to spin back. On his forehand up to the point. Surdog, long bombing shot turned away by the right pad of Chikeli. Sloan back on the corner. Bangs tied up by Ahmed. He's trying to move the puck. It's a physical play by Ahmed in the corner as Madge is able to get it up to the point. Surdog winds the slap shot. Long bomb turned away by the right pad of Chikeli again. Bubblicious looks to fire it on target, but Smithsdale knocked that one away, and a good play there by Martin to get underneath the big defenseman, but the official will say it's just offside. That was the second shot, and the chance the other way. Martin with a good effort to get underneath, and too tough to tell on that angle. We'll take the official's word for it for now. Bruno on the draw. He pushed it forward as Ashton Ellis hopped up on the attack. So he played down below the goal line. Ottawa looking for a quick clear here, but applying the pressure is Nick Gladys. Going to be chipped off the boards and into Markham territory. Now on the rush is Emery Bradford. Bradford has a pocket pick by Billingsley as it's moved up top for Ellis. He fans on the backhand pass. And here comes Ottawa the other way. Bradford right over the middle, looking for Stobernack. Couldn't connect. Bradford, nice backhand feed. Wraparound attempt is it's jammed at the side of the net. Chikeli with the quick cover as the net comes off, and Billingsley gonna escort Stobernack out as he got a lay whack on Chikeli there. Strong effort to the net. Kelly just couldn't finish the tuck. He had the angle there. He beat Kelly to the far side post. He just couldn't hook it once he got to the goal line. Got stuck on the side of the net on the jam play. As our linesman McKnight trying to get those posts to stick a little longer. Stands on the draw against Carr. Carr pushes it forward, looking for the set play, trying to find Hayes on the back door. Couldn't get it all the way through. Billingsley, long lead feed on the other side of the ice as he was trying to connect with Andrew Aloisi. Aloisi, sorry. Long feed from the point as I believe the official's going to say that puck cleared the line and will be offside. As a proud partner, the Hockey Hall of Fame provides players of the game for all championship games. The Hall, home of the Stanley Cup and hockey at its best. Costanza on the draw. Michael Costanza, the Whitby, Ontario native, 1 assist in yesterday's overtime loss to the Trappers. Ben Carr looking to step up. He gets pushed into the boards by DeFilippis, and Carr goes down hard. No call upcoming as he gets back to his feet. This one swung over to the near side. O'Neill a shot. Rebound chance for Carr. As just Kelly was down and out of it. Somehow he'll make the save. Ben Carr, the big forward, he's checking for blood, it appears. He's frustrated with the no call. I believe a stick must have got up and hit him. So he'll be back in on the draw against Costanza here. Face off one as DeFilippis, Hayes, and Costanza all get tied up in the corner. Carr gets knocked off the puck as Emmett O'Neill will have to track it down. O'Neill with it as D'Souza leaves it for him. Shots 19-14 in favor of Ottawa. To the outside, Melandra, burst of speed, backhand pass through the slot. Bodner is able to knock it away, and Markham has numbers the other way. Bruno carving over the middle, leaves it to the outside, looking for the return feed. The through pass just deflects off to D'Souza. Another shot from a sharp angle is turned away by the netminder. Here comes Hayes with a burst of speed. Hayes leaves it off, and Bruno the first to it. He's being hounded from behind. A nice effort to keep the puck in as Kelly turns it over. Aloisi now the other way. He takes it to the outside. He'll wait up, spins and fires, and plays to the far side corner. Back and forth action here with 12 minutes to play in the second. This one dropped off but intercepted by Anselmo. Ishwaran. He'll walk it up the near side. Got a fend off match. As this one will go all the way back to Markham territory, and falling into the post is Ahmed. He gets taken out. No tripping call upcoming as Brady Turnbull got in behind. Ahmed had the feet taken out right beneath him as he goes sliding into the near side post. Mark Bangs applying the pressure there, has a conversation with Ahmed as Ahmed goes back to the bench. Cole Ahmed played for the Pakistan Latam Cup team from Stouffville, Ontario. And 76 points in U16. Billingsley swings it over to McMullen. Up from Martin, but it's taken away as Kelly will flip it back down right to the slot. Nice pass there, but it's deflected in front and missed wide. Great save by Kelly, and another! Might have used the stick to keep that one out. Kelly is on fire right now. That one's dropped back to McMullen as Markham goes in on the attack. Puck comes up to the blue line. Billingsley steps up as it will come back out to neutral. McMullen nearly takes the assistant coach head off. Fired that right over the visitors' bench. 11-11 here to play in the second period. Hudson Kelly been fantastic tonight, the Toronto, Ontario native. And his first game of the tournament, didn't play last night against North Bay. Andrew Aloisi across the line, fires the shot, it's turned away. Now coming the other way as Turnbull tries to center it. Billingsley rings the puck around quickly as it's only played up and over the net. Aloisi, long pass as it's taken away in neutral by Ottawa. Tetzlaff will take it behind the net. 10:36 to play here in the second. Still a 1-1 tie. Kelly trying to chase that puck down as it's worked to the other Kelly. Long feed right in front window. His shot's turned away. Costanza, he'll push it up. As it's to Aloisi. He'll get to center, fired in the far side corner. Halfway through this game, 10 minutes to play here in the second. Dominic DeFilippis. Bodner will flip it out to center as Turnbull can't track that one down. It's right on target as D'Souza's got to shovel it to the side. O'Neill picks it up in the corner. Pressure now from Markham, right into the slot. Bruno, a shot, he scores! Christian Bruno, his first goal with the Waxers, gives them the lead against Ottawa. Bruno stays patient, waits in the slot. His teammates force the turnover. Anselmo quickly to him, and Bruno fires it home as Markham leads for the first time tonight off the stick of Christian Bruno. Bruno played in just 2 games for Markham this season, only 1 point recorded, but he's been phenomenal through the first 2 games here for the Waxers. Working it up the other way, Anselmo looking for more. Big hit on the far side as Silver lays the check. Melandra drops it off O'Neill, looking for Melandra on the back door. Cicelli's down, puck still loose in the blue paint as Hayes will scoop it up. Hayes avoids the check as he was able to get it off at the point. Kelly, long feed in. That goes up and over the net as it hits off the glass. Silver looking to clear as Martin will take it across the red line in the offensive zone. Whiston gets the return feed through to him, but not tape to tape as O'Neill will take it away. O'Neill, big hit on the far side as Ahmed lays out Hayes. And now Ahmed's got a whole team of black shirts to deal with. Teammates coming to the defense of Liam Hayes as Cole Ahmed lays the boom. And the home crowd letting him hear some noise. Shots now 21-14 in favor of Ottawa, but Markham leads on the score sheet. Faceoff is won back to Billingsley. Benny Billingsley, 16 points on the season from the back end. He'll just chop that puck forward as it's knocked between his legs. On the rush, Sloan. He'll hit the brakes, move over to the forehand. One-time shot from Madge, but it's blocked in front. Going the other way is Whiston. Through pass, Whiston trying to finish it off, but couldn't with one hand. Chance the other way as Zerdok is getting hacked at as he takes it into the offense. That turnover, Sloan a chance. His shot blocked in front and misses wide of the target. Sloan dancing around Billingsley, trying to move it up top as Martin avoids a big collision. Puck fired back in deep for Ottawa. McMullen swings it on the side. Sloan picks it up first, moves it right into the slot. No one on the receiving end. Stepping up, Serdok, a shot up and over the target. Now with it, Madge. Seth Madge gets cornered off. Waits, trying to find a teammate, but couldn't as Reed Smith works it out into offensive territory. Smith waits, sharp angle pass that will flutter up and over top of the net. As a long pass comes all the way back, Fisher Ishwaran, he's first to it. Tie up in the bottom corner. Puck comes free as Liam Kelly's on it first. Centering passes. Stobernak just whiffed on it. Up to the point, Brady Turnbull, his shot, it's blocked. And it was in the pocket of Andrew Aloisi the entire time as he blocked and pulled it out of a hidden pocket. This one sent down the length of the ice, and that will go for an icing call with 6:33 to play here in the second. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Barron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Barron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Carr wins the draw to the point. This one's swung down low as it's moved in tight. A bashing play at it by Carr, but he couldn't tap it home. Carr will deflect that into the offensive end. No, he will not. That will go for an icing call. Face-off in the offensive zone for Markham upcoming. Hudson Cicelli has been spectacular tonight, stopping 20 of 21 shots in this game. 231 goals against average on the season, playing in the OMHA. Puck will be played to the corner. Silver trying to make an effort to get it back, as Ottawa will look to exit the zone. It's flicked out to center, and dumping it back in is Jackson Bodner. Puck moved to the weak side. Bodner with it now. Banks it off the boards. Long shot from the point as that one's off the blocker of Cicelli, up and out of play. As that was off the stick of Big Ben Carr. Carr leaving for Brantford at the end of the season. The Ottawa, Ontario native, 9 points in the playoffs. 2 in the loss yesterday. Tomorrow, Ottawa taking on the North Shore Whitecaps. Whitecaps looking for their first win of the week. 0-2. That game goes at 3:30. While the Markham Waxers back in the prime time slot. 7 o'clock against the Toronto Titans. The GTHL champions who are 2-0 and top of the standing. Backdoor feed. As that was intended for Madge, as he couldn't get good lumber on it. Sloan right over the middle. That one just outside the reach of Bangs. As picking up first will be Emmett O'Neill. Move forward, return feed. Onside, Kelly walks, waits, fakes the shot, but Bodner takes him into the glass. He'll break up that with a nice defensive stick as Bruno will chip this off the glass and out. Silver across the middle, Anselmo. He'll walk it to the outside, fires a shot, it's blocked in front as it'll be chipped up the boards. Now the other way with it. In with a burst of speed, Sloan fires a shot. Cicelli was down, and there was a big rebound on the side boards after the backboards sent a huge bounce, and it was an open tap-in net with Cicelli sprawled out. But Ottawa could not capitalize on the yawning cage. Ottawa Myers Automotive, their postseason run, they won 7-3 against the Ottawa Junior 67 by points, of course. 7-1 against the Ottawa Valley Titans in the championship to become HEO champions. Now back with a burst of speed. Wendell. His pass is blocked. That creates a chance for the Waxers' first line the other way. Whiston, long shot in, up and over the target. Whiston in the corner. He tries to center that puck. Is looking for it was Chase Martin. Tied up on the side as Ottawa's looking for a clear. Ottawa wants a penalty call, I believe, not going to get it. So moved up high, Silverneck, backdoor feed. Fanned on, shot by O'Neill, but it nearly tricked Chikelli. Wendell holding his face after that as Chikelli nearly got caught by the changeup. It was a good counterattack as it left O'Neill all alone, just didn't get all of it, and I think Chikelli expected him to get all of it, so moved a little earlier than expected. But Chikelli a little lucky as he was popped up in the air and he could make the recovery and the big time save. This one moved right to Melandra in the shooting lane, but couldn't get a good shot off as Gata will clear the zone. No. Carr holds the line. Hayes bashes away at it. Aloisi chips it forward. Gets it to Costanza. Costanza to the outside. He'll fire it far side corner. Costanza holding the line. That one off of a glove as Bubblicious will look for the clear. That one doesn't clear the line. Aloisi looking for the backdoor feed. Couldn't fit it through to Lorenzo Gata. Right in the slot. Aloisi to the backhand. Couldn't shovel a shot on target. Ottawa finally gets it clear of the line, but just turned right over as Mohamed will take possession. Long lead feed up. Bruno tips it into the offensive end. Christian Bruno right now has the game deciding goal. This one back to Bruno. Bruno with a burst of speed to the backhand chance. D'Souza with a nice save. Bruno been buzzing all over the offensive end. Gets another chance. He saw daylight and just took right off. Goes to the backhand, tries to get a couple of quick dangles in tight on D'Souza. Tried to tug it between the wickets, but D'Souza shuts the door. 16 saves now for D'Souza in his first action of the tournament. Face off one quickly. As this one will clear the zone. Bodner swings it to the far side as this will be played right back in with urgency by Markham. Silver in the corner, trying to fight it free as a pin ensues on the near side boards. Ottawa can't clear the line. Madge chips it up high off the glass. And this will be left to Sloan. Bangs with it behind the net. He'll move it up high. Sharp angle shot is blocked in front as Bruno turns that away. So it popped up in the air. Bodner able to glove it down, flicks it off the glass and out as it nearly springs Silver as he had one man to beat back. Bruno across the line. He'll just fire it on target. Rebounds there. He jumps on it but fires it wide of the target. Bangs. A nice backhand pass to Madge. He takes it 1-on-2. Madge, his shot fired up and into the mesh netting. As the 24 for Ottawa couldn't get it by the stiff defense of the 24 on Markham. That would be Jackson Bodner, the Montreal, Quebec native. 6'2" defenseman, 14 points on the season for him. Shots 24-19 in favor of Ottawa. Smith, he'll take it away with a burst of speed. Here goes Reed Smith to the outside, trying to work on Emmett O'Neill. He centers the puck for Whiston, but it's taken away. And here goes Jack Melandra. He lets it off as that pass goes through. O'Neill right up in the rush. That pass is blocked away by McMullen. As Smith looks to exit the zone, he gets it up to Martin. 2-on-2 now with Whiston. Martin waits, hangs on to it. Late drop pass off for Whiston as there's a step behind him. Smith looking to center. It's right out tight for Whiston. A great save by D'Souza as he's able to deny Whiston. Whiston up high. McMullen, a one-time shot turned away by the right pad of D'Souza. Bouncing puck. Whiston picks it up. Moves it across the middle. That one's knocked down momentarily by McMullen, but here comes a chance the other way. A toe drag move, but Billingsley shuts down Hayes. A chance now for Markham the other way. A toe drag through by Martin, but he's also shut down as Aloisi takes it into the corner. Here comes a chance. The ever so dangerous offensive defenseman, Presley Kelly. 4 points in yesterday's game. Nothing here so far this afternoon as Aloisi will move that up. Gatto. Costanza slaps it into the offensive end. 27 seconds to go here in the second period. Potentially one last rush here for Ottawa. This one's flipped forward, intercepted by McMullen. As resetting now is Liam Kelly. This one will be slapped all the way around by Presley Kelly. McMullen, he's pressured as here comes a chance for Liam Hayes. He's got to center it quick. 3 seconds on the clock. Ottawa's got to pull the trigger here. Bouncing puck, and McMullen takes it to the glass. That'll be all for the second period of play. Through 40 minutes, the Markham Waxers hold a narrow 2-1 lead. Both of these teams in familiar positions as to yesterday. Markham had a 2-0 lead going into the third against the North Bay Trappers, while the Ottawa Myers Automotive was down by 2 against the Waterloo Wolves before eventually going to overtime. Do we have another overtime game on hand? That is to be decided. 20 minutes to play. You won't want to miss third period action here on the Ontario Hockey Federation YouTube channel.
Something to call mine. Oh, need someone to talk to. Right now. Oh, we are on our way. Starting today.
This building, this province, and these fan bases.
Canada's best men's under-18 club teams come to Peterborough this spring for the 2026 TELUS Cup. Who will follow in the footsteps of the greats that have come before? Catch all the action live from April 20th to 26th at the Peterborough Memorial Centre. Tickets are available now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
I love hockey. I always have since I was a kid, and the first shift is what got me into playing hockey.
In 2014, Hockey Canada and Bauer set out to create a program that would help introduce hockey to new-to-hockey families across the country. This program is called the First Shift. More than 10 years ago, Tim laced up the skates for the first time ever through a First Shift program in Scarborough.
Back in 2014, my parents first heard about the First Shift program through one of the local community centers. My parents immigrated to Canada several decades ago. They actually didn't know anything about hockey, even when we started. My siblings and I, we would watch it on YouTube, we would listen to the games on the radio, but we didn't really know much about how the game was played. And because of this First Shift program, we actually learned a lot about hockey. Without it, I don't believe that we would have been playing on the ice. Trying on hockey equipment for the first time was a very exciting experience. I'd only seen hockey equipment on the professionals and seen them on the ice, seen clips of them. Putting all the gear on, it was like I was one of them. Something that I remember most about the First Shift, the welcome event, was how overwhelming it was. All the gear, all the people. I really didn't know what was going on, but the fit experts were very professional. They knew what they were doing. They walked us through everything, and just the excitement afterwards is something that really stuck with me. Something that still stands out to me from that first experience is the coaches. Stepping out onto the ice for the first time was very exhilarating. I was a bit nervous, but the coaches, they took care of those nerves right away. And after that, it was just fun. After the first shift, what kept me involved in hockey was the sanctioned minor program, the Scarborough Ice Raiders. I played with them for several years. First shift means a lot to me personally. It kind of shaped my life growing up because without this program, I wouldn't have gotten into hockey. Without hockey, I don't think I would be the kind of person I am. Being able to play on a team, work with teammates, day in, day out, build that sense of community is something that shaped my life throughout.
Having great, fit experts is outstanding. They are the heart and soul of this program. Having experts such as Tim convey their love of the game and their expert advice on equipment fitting reassures family and begins their hockey journey in the best possible way.
It feels awesome to give back to the program that started my hockey journey. I'm very grateful to First Shift, and I'm grateful to be back here and be able to be on the other side, give back to other kids, give back to my community. So something that I would say to a family that's considering the First Shift program is that it's absolutely worth it. You're getting a full set of gear and ice time at such an affordable cost. You're also getting memories that your child will be able to carry with them through the rest of their life. It's something that you'll never forget.
I had a really rough year, obviously. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. And
you know, it was really perseverance in the face of adversity. Non-hockey related injury, but one of significance.
Getting the news that he had the fractures, and it was a compression fracture, and him not being able to move, and just waiting for the news to see if he needed surgery or if he was going to be able to walk, if it had hit any nerves. It was frightening.
it was hard, but what motivated me was the support I had around me. I felt like I couldn't fail.
With Dominic, he didn't walk away from hockey through his recovery. He continued to participate as best he could.
Hockey's taught me you got to do the hard thing, because usually the hard thing is the right thing to do. That perseverance, just pushing yourself through hard things, and it's helped shape the values of my whole personnel overall.
Today, everybody's busy. And to see young people like Dominic with the opportunity to set aside time to contribute to community is very important.
I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I went to Knights games when I was younger, and you come home with a mini stick or a puck, and it's like the best thing ever. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
Having a scholarship program, it just allows us to recognize some of those individuals that have just taken that to the next level.
I mean, I cried. I was super proud of him being recognized for such an amazing award.
Obviously, I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden.
It's not about just developing a hockey player. It's about developing good citizens.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning, walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack, so bad.
Welcome back to the Angus Glen Community Centre for third period action of the final game here of day number 2 from the Central Region U18 AAA Championships between the Markham Waxers and Ottawa Myers Automotive. In the second period, Ottawa Myers Automotive had a lot of pressure, had a lot of chances. They outshot Markham 11-9 in that second frame. However, Markham finds the lone marker off the stick of Christian Bruno, his first goal as a Markham Waxer, assisted by Justin Anselmo. And Markham, in a familiar position, had a lead going into the third period against North Bay yesterday before North Bay mounting the big comeback in the overtime victory. Here's a replay of some of the action from the second period. There was the pass from Anselmo right onto the stick of Bruno. Fires it low on D'Souza. Ottawa also been in this position before. They trailed 5-3 going into the third period against the Waterloo Wolves in yesterday's game. Scored 3 goals in the first 6 minutes of the period to take a 6-5 lead before Waterloo would tie it late and win the game in overtime. Both of these teams in very familiar positions, but both of them won at 10 in a severely different fashion. Third period action set to get underway. The big forward for Ottawa, Ben Carr, out to take the opening draw against the game-deciding goal scored to this point, Christian Bruno. The same opening draw we had for the first puck drop will be the one to start the third. Shots on goal through 2 periods of play, 25 for Ottawa and 22 for Markham. The hosts lead through 40. We'll see if the score holds up. Bruno against Carr. Opening draw is taken by Hayes. Quick burst of speed in the offensive zone and a shot just 7 seconds off the clock there as Liam Hayes with a burst of speed. He's been impressive this tournament, not finding as much success as you'd think on the score sheet, but he's been a very noticeable player in the offensive end for Ottawa. Just 1 assist in the tournament. 28 points in the regular season alongside 7 goals. Surdock at the point, another shot right on target. 2 quick saves for Chikeli. And Hudson Chikeli, he has been phenomenal tonight, stopping 26 of 27 shots against him. Face off one again by Ottawa as puck comes free of the zone. Here comes a potential break chance. Sharp angle for Silver. Big rebound chance for Anselmo, but he couldn't find it on target. Bruno behind the net. Puck comes free. Hayes moves it up for Madge. Madge will flick it off the glass and in deep. Billingsley pins it off behind the play. Up top, Turnbull waits, fires a shot, turned away by the right pad, and Billingsley tries to get his goaltender to cover it. Puck still loose at the side of the goal, and Tetzlaff jumps on it in the corner. Carr pinning off his man behind the net. He comes free momentarily. Madge will chip it off the boards. This one rang around as it's played down to the corner. Carr spins, fires, turned away. Puck's played high off the glass as Brady Turnbull will have to go back and play it. He chops at it as Madge will retreat. Potential break chance here for Martin. Martin backhand, forehand, tucks it wide of the target. This one up to the point as it will hit off hard off the backboard. It goes to the half wall as Smith takes the body. Madge flips it up the board. Intercepted. Martin trying to get it across as Smith was open on the back door, but he didn't see his line mate. This one played around. D'Souza can't reach it as this will play all the way around to the other red line. Markham's now got a tag up. D'Souza slows it down that time as Turnbull will hold behind his own net. Tetzlaff, long lead feed, no icing to call. This one goes all the way around. Ottawa first on the puck as Dean Sloan in the corner. Puck comes free, right in the slot, trying to pull the trigger as Kelly, he gets hooked up as Markham will be going to the box. Could be another call there as hard hit into the corner from Sloan and hooking the lone call. So Ottawa back to the power play here. We haven't seen a penalty since the first period. Markham already their third of the game. Hooking is the call against Gavin Whiston, his second penalty of the game. Ottawa 1 for 2 on the power play tonight, 4 for 7 on the tournament. The red hot penalty kill will get another chance here. It's worked down low. Carr crashing the net hard. Puck comes free, long lead shot. It's off the backboards hard. Sloan goes across, and it's intercepted. Aloisi out in space. He'll get across the blue line, hit the brakes, and he'll just pass it all the way back as this is ricocheted in deep. D'Souza plays it between his legs. Gets it off to Presley Kelly. The 4-point man from yesterday's contest leaves it off for Sloan. Sloan over the line, crashing the net with speed, gets it out in front as it was blocked off. That one up and out of play with 1:18 remaining here on the power play. Sloan showcasing some elite speed to the outside. Tied for the team lead in playoff scoring with 13 points. He had 9 goals in the postseason that led the team. Faceoff is won by Ottawa as Liam Hayes holds on to it. Hayes trying to keep that puck in, but he gets knocked off it outside the zone. That's now coming the other way is Bodner. Bodner takes it 1-on-3 as he's checked off the puck. Turnbull back to it first. Madge with it. He'll take it himself into the offensive end as he gets hooked up. Michael Costanza might have wrapped a stick around him. No call. As offside, the only thing that gets called here. We'd like to say thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Turnbull retreats this puck. Surdock moves it up to Hayes. Hayes with a burst of speed into the O-zone. He'll take it to the outside. Hayes spins with it. Showing off the edge work. Leaves it off Surdock at the point. He fires a shot. It's blocked in front and it clears the zone. Jacob Surdock takes it across as he leaves it for Hayes. This one clears the line. Surdock back on the puck first. Surdock, the Zamboanga, Philippines native. He'll go for a change. This one's played right into the slot. It'll be taken away by the Waxers and cleared out. And that one knocked down by the body of O'Neill. Just 1 second left, and the penalty is killed. Ottawa now 4 for 8 on the man advantage. Turnover. Melandria's shot. And that one's turned away by Chikeli again. Now down low, a chance in front. Whiston able to clear momentarily, but it's kept in the line by O'Neill. Long shot in, blocked to the corner. Whiston looks for the clear, held at the line by O'Neill. Stop me if you've heard that one. Left pad save by Chikeli. Held in at the line. Melandra shot that misses wide of the target. Chance now behind the goal. Melandra looking to get it back. Up top, Kelly a shot. It's turned away. Rebound from the side of the goal. All Ottawa here ever since the penalty expired. Still all foot on the gas here in the offensive zone. This one played to open space. Kelly holds it at the point. He'll move it to the far side. Sloan spins, fires. No one on the receiving end. As that puck clears the zone. Kelly right back on the attack. Markham trying to sneak a clear as Bangs. He gets hammered up high. Both officials immediately calling a penalty. Bangs back to his feet. Bodnar will be the one that goes to the box in a big collision. And we will see what the call is here. 2 minutes for head contact, I believe, was the call. And that is all it's going to be. Ottawa to the power play. Right after a strong offensive onslaught. They're looking for the equalizer here with 14:36 and ticking. 1 for 3 on the power play today. Clicking at 50%. Number just keeps ticking down. The more penalties that Markham has killed today. Sloan takes it behind the net. Markham looking for the quick clear as I believe that might have hit off the back of Ellis. Presley Kelly circles it back in his own end. He sees daylight and will go with a burst of speed into the offensive end. Kelly has the puck stripped away and sent all the way back down. D'Souza will slow it down. Ellis chasing him down. He's got to get rid of it quickly, as they'll leave it off Presley Kelly. Nice move by Sloan as he gets around Whiston and sees some daylight. He'll get into the offensive end and hit the brakes. Sloan moves it up high. Kelly sees a lane, walks, backdoor feed. It's intercepted by Whiston. He clears the zone. Sloan right over to Melandra. Melandra, he gets bumped off the puck, and it's a chance the other way. Ellis taking it one-on-one. A nice move over the middle as Ellis gets blown up by Kelly. Costanza slaps it away as D'Souza out to slow it up for Carr. Carr fakes out Gata as Gata hit the brakes and challenged the big forward. Costanza once again spins and fires, and so far unsuccessful power play here for Ottawa right after their big offensive burst. Madgen out to the outside, burst of speed. He fires a shot. Great save by Chikeli. The full 180 splits, and he pins that one down. Madge working the space with the edge work, and somehow Chikeli pinches that one. Madge with the edge work to create a little bit of gap control. Gives himself a little space from the defender to unleash that shot. From what I'm seeing from Seth Madge, I'm surprised he only had 5 goals this season in the HEO. He's been an offensive threat as the Waxers back on the attack. This one will be played all the way back out to McMullen, and the Waxers survive again. Not really survived, they thrived on that penalty kill. No real threats for Ottawa. So he flipped into the offensive end as controlling is Martin. So moved up slowly. Whiston will wait for it to come down as he'll flick it right on D'Souza as he'll just play it off the backboards and around the other side. Hayes jumps the check. Imagine transition to the outside. Bradford trying to center. It's turned away by Chikeli, excuse me. Now taking behind the net, Billingsley. Long feed up for Whiston. He'll just tip it in the offensive end and get a change going. That pass intended for Bangs outside of his reach as Cole Almond on to that possession first as Fisher Ishwaran. A nice move to evade the oncoming Ottawa pressure. Kelly sees a lane, takes it to the outside. Kelly right to the slot, trying to find Bangs, but couldn't get it all the way through. This one comes right back to Kelly on the far side. He'll just ring it down low. Bangs with it behind the net. Tries to center it quickly, but it's rejected by the Waxers as they'll move it out with 11:11 to play here in the third. D'Souza. He'll play it high off the glass. He clears it back out to center. Ishwaran. Back to his D partner, Cole Ahmed. That one played forward, intercepted by Presley Kelly. Trying to find Sloan on the rushes. Kelly, he sees daylight, and he's taken down. No call. He's back to his feet. O'Neill to the outside, just onside. A long shot in will be blockered up and out of play with 10:43 to play here in the third. Fine Design, the official on-site championship apparel provider for the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Be sure to grab your championship gear before it sells out. Shots now 33-23 in favor of Ottawa as they're back in the offensive zone here. Looking for the centering pass as Markham will just flick that one out of the zone. First back to it is Turnbull. He gets rid of that puck quickly as Tetzlaff's pass kicks up off the net, and Turnbull will reset behind the net. Turnbull near side to Windle. Windle gets it out to the far side for Stobernack with a burst of speed, cutting through the middle. As that one gets left off for Kelly. Rang around the boards, a chance in tight as that shot is scooped up once again by Chikeli. He's been fantastic tonight. Just over 10 to play here in the third period. Clock ticking away on Ottawa, but they've had all the pressure so far here in the third. Eight shots already for Ottawa here in this third period. Just one for Markham. Shots 8-1 in favor of Ottawa. Score still 0-0 here in the third. While Markham leads 2-1 through the first two periods. To the outside. Whiston, sharp angle shot turned away by Souza. No one in front looking for the tap in goal. Whiston throws the backhand shovel shot towards the net. Carr looking to tap it forward. Martin gets it to Whiston on the backhand. He's looking to spin it to his forehand. He gets it to Martin at the point. Martin dangles through but loses control. Here goes Hayes the other way. Moves it up Madge. Just onside. Gets it to the big body Carr. Great save by Kelly. He denies Ben Carr. A chance now the other way. Aloisi cutting towards the net. Tries to tuck it home on the backhand, but can't get it back strong enough. Carr the other way. He'll flip it into the far side corner. Scooping it up first, Reed Smith. Or excuse me, that's Fisher Ishwaran. He's across the line, cutting over the middle. Ishwaran in alone, he scores! Highlight reel goal! End-to-end, Fisher Ishwaran. And the Waxers extend the lead to 3-1. A solo effort by Fisher Ishwaran. Taking it end-to-end, cuts inside, gets alone with the Souza, goes forehand, backhand, and tucks it home. Ishwaran now 2 goals here in the tournament, and it's a timeout for Ottawa Myers Automotive. Fisher Ishwaran, the Whitby, Ontario native, the 6'1" defenseman, showcasing the elite skills on the offensive end. Just 6 points and 1 goal in the regular season already. 2 goals here in 2 games in the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Ottawa's looking for the reset button here with 8:43 to go in the third. They called a timeout in the first period of yesterday's game after falling 3-0 early in that game. After the timeout, they would go on to outscore Waterloo 6-4. However, still resulted in the overtime loss. This one played behind the net. O'Neill trying to move it forward. Bouncing puck. Aloisi controls. He's got in the offensive end. He swings it down low for Gatto. Gatto behind the net. O'Neill looking for the clear as Melandro whiffs on that one as this one will be flicked up and out of play into the Waxers bench. Shots now 35-27 in favor of Ottawa. The one problem for Ottawa, they've run into a hot goaltender in Hudson Chikeli. Face off on the Markham side of the neutral zone. Kelly across the line. He fires a shot that misses wide of the target. Evan O'Neill leaves it for Kelly. Back for O'Neill. He tries to tap that forward and he gets it up for Presley Kelly. He's into the zone up top. O'Neill at the point. O'Neill waits. Backhand shovel shot. Blocked in front by the Waxers, but can't clear the line. Kelly's back on it. He'll swing it down low as this is flicked out and up over the head of Kelly as he can't touch it now as It would have been a hand pass. This one moved to the backhand. Silver shot. That's turned away by D'Souza. Puck comes over to the weak side. Wendell loses control of it. He picks it up again. Bruno with a quick shot off the stick of Wendell's. It'll be moved out to neutral. Wendell tries to lay the big hit. D'Souza slows it up for O'Neill. Kelly, long lead fee up for Carr. It bounces off his stick. Stobernak moves it up for Kelly. Kelly on the outside. Good puck protection there from Kelly as he gets it to his teammate and tight on the target. But Kelly with another great save. Presley Kelly, great stick protection. Able to get it inside, trying to center it to the big body Carr, but Carr couldn't get a clean shot off. 6:41 to go as the puck will be played around the net. This one moved over the middle of the ice. And it's taken away by Reed Smith. Smith into the offensive end. Puck bouncing around. Turnbull sends it up the far side. He's got Madge. Madge walks in and it's blockered away again by Kelly. Long lead feed up for Martin as that one goes errant. No icing the call. Martin in there first. Turnbull pinning him off into the far side corner. Reed Smith with it behind the net. Smith looks to move it up to the point as it's taken away. Hayes now in transition. He'll get to center, flip it in deep. And Ottawa gets a wholesale change. All 5 new skaters out. Long lead feed up for Whiston. He'll get across the line, fire it in deep, and go for a change himself. Puck moved over to Melandra. He makes one man miss. Melandra into the offensive end. A toe drag move, but he loses the puck. Sloan from a sharp angle up and over the target as Kelly has trouble keeping that one in the zone. He's able to get it back quickly, but Markham's able to get it into the offensive end. Shovel shot on target from Costanza. As a tie-off there, as puck was coming towards the slot. 2 Waxers down behind the play. Ottawa almost had numbers, but a good cutoff play by McMullen to slow the rush of Ottawa. Silver chips it forward. O'Neill goes to the backhand, flips it in deep, and will go chase his own dump in. Danny Billingsley, a nice pass to kickstart the rush as a saucer pass to the back door as Bruno was looking for Silver. Now a chance. Ottawa's got numbers the other way. Sloan on side. Takes it to the outside, looking for the backdoor tip play. Not there. Pinned off in the near side corner of the Markham end is walking the puck out. DeFilippis. Dominic DeFilippis. He moves the puck up. Anselmo. Return feed. DeFilippis. No! They're going to call it off. DeFilippis tucked it in. Let's get the replay. Ooh. Whether you want to call it goalie interference or not is a different question, but that replay is tough to argue with. DeFilippis was looking for his first goal of the tournament here in his first game in the tournament. DeFilippis just 4 games played for the U18 squad this year, and the officials give their verdict to the coaching staff of the Waxers. Score stays 3-1, 4:18 to go. Puck's played back, Tetzlaff with it. Moved up, Carr to the outside. Bratz. Bruno kicks it to the outside. The Waxers go in transition. Silver has it lost at his feet as Stobernak will turn it the other way. Stobernak just onside, bursts of speed to the outside, tries to center it for Carr. Couldn't fit through. Turnover there as it's played through the middle as Madge knocks it down. Madge dancing through, goes to the backhand. Takes it behind the net, looks for his options, just jams it out in front. Nothing there. As Markham will walk it back out to center. Silver across the line. Takes a 2-on-3, drops it back. Tried to find Anselmo there as his shot was blocked up and into the netting. 3:27 to go. Markham slimly holding on to the 2-goal lead. Sloan against Martin. Tie-up taken away by Hayes. Hayes will work it out, but it's quickly slapped back in deep there by Reed Smith. Puck played to the far side, and it'll be knocked down by Cole Amon. Fisher Ishwer, and he gets taken down, and that'll be a call. Markham to the power play, slashing the penalty. As it's going to be Hayes going to the box. Markham only getting their second power play of the game, only their third power play of the tournament. As of now, they're 0 for 2 on the power play. Had a very good look their first time around in this game. Looking to really put the dagger in this one. This power play, regardless, could take them down to just 1:06 left on the clock in the game. This one pushed forward. D'Souza, a quick save, because that was only 3 seconds off the clock. Smith was looking for a statement start on the power play. Benny Billingsley on the back end. Here is another quick shot from Smith. This one played back. Madge gets it up. Melandra. Ottawa looking to push here, shorthanded. Melandra, a great move, and couldn't get the shot. Melandra, a chance. In tight rebound chance. They score. Seth Madge. Shorthanded goal. And Ottawa is right back in it. The power kill going to full effect. Melandra utilizing his speed, whiffed on the shot, and the extra deflection from the defenseman put Chikeli out of position as he had to sprawl over to try and make a diving effort. And just like that, Ottawa within one here with 2:40 to play. O'Neill will just fire this down deep into Markham territory. Ottawa really pushing here on the 5-on-4, or 4-on-5, I should say in their cases. Another strip here. Ottawa in the offensive end again, trying to get a set up. As the pass is over, backdoor feed as that one's just off the stick of Sloan. Works it up high and it's turned over as Markham will finally go on the attack here. Anselmo takes it to the outside. He fires a shot right off the noggin of D'Souza as that comes bouncing out and it's taken away. Here comes Melandra, fresh off the bench. It's turned away and Chikeli has to make an awkward save to get on top of that one. Ottawa, all kinds of pressure here in the O-zone. Here's the last chance as Melandra, fresh off the bench, takes it to the outside, and that quick release shot, it caught Chikeli up high. He's got to check the helmet for repairs as he'll give it a quick adjustment. Markham still on the power play here for another 44 seconds. It has not looked like it at all to this point. We'll see if Ottawa chooses to pull D'Souza at all. We haven't seen goalies getting pulled in tight games. We've had 2 overtime games and 2 games decided by 2 or fewer goals. And we haven't seen a goalie pulled to this point. which is interesting. Even in a one-goal game between Toronto and North Bay last time out, North Bay elected to not pull the goaltender. So we'll see what Ottawa's decision is, as that shot against D'Souza, and it's covered up quickly as Reed Smith was sitting on the back door. Goal differential is a tiebreaker, but only in the format of a 3+ way tie. If it's a 2-way tie, then it's just overall head-to-head record, so you'd think the wins are more important in that case. Sloan loses the draws. It's up top, a long shot in. It's tipped in front and knocked away. 5 seconds left on the power play as it's rotated down Smith. He makes a nice move to get away from Turnbull. Smith right in the slot. Whiston fires a shot, glove down by D'Souza. Nice save there by D'Souza as Smith waited patiently, found his man open. And it was a quick release shot, but D'Souza, cat-like reflex, is able to get the glove up in time. 1:01 to go here in the third. Ottawa needing a last-second push. Puck is tapped forward. D'Souza not coming yet. Now, no, he's still waiting as the puck gets knocked out of the zone. Sloan leaves it off. Kelly turns it over, but it's moved up. D'Souza, here he comes. Melandra into the offensive zone. A great defensive play. That one thrown towards the front of the net, where it will be covered up by Chikeli. 6-on-5 for Ottawa Myers Automotive. 37.4 on the clock. They trail by 1. So up to the point, as Markham will be able to clear the zone. As Carr stumbles, he's got to hustle. Martin bearing down on him. Puck comes free, scooped up by Madge. 20 seconds on the clock. Madge to the outside. He'll hit the brakes, moves it over the middle. Bouncing puck, escapes the zone again. Melandra. Ottawa's got to get back in quick. This one all the way over the heads. No icing to call. And this should do it. Smith goes for the pin, and it's put into the empty net by Chase Martin with 0.6 seconds on the clock. A gritty win for the Markham Waxers as they get their first of the tournament. A face-off just for the procedure at this point, and that will do it. The Markham Waxers defeat the HEO champions in the Ottawa Myers Automotive by a final score of 4-2 in front of the home crowd. Markham picking up a big regulation win to move to 4 points in the standings, while Ottawa Myers Automotive, a tough regulation loss, and they will be stranded at just 1 point after 2 days. Final score, 4 for the Waxers and 2 for Ottawa Myers Automotive. Now we'll take in the Player of the Game celebration, sponsored by the Hockey Hall of Fame. The player of the game for Ottawa Myers Automotive, the defenseman, Presley Kelly. He was fantastic, really driving the offense. Played about 40 minutes, it felt like, out there for Ottawa. Had 4 points on day 1. And had an assist on the shorthanded goal. But the player of the game, the Markham Waxers, drawing a big cheer from the home crowd, giving fist bumps to all of his teammates. The goaltender, Hudson Shikeli. He was fantastic tonight, allowing just the 2 goals on 41 shots. Shikeli posting a .951 save percentage tonight against Ottawa Myers Automotive. He was fantastic. Markham now tomorrow takes on the GTHL champions, the 2-0 Toronto Titans, while Ottawa Myers Automotive, they take on the 0-2 North Shore Whitecaps here at 3:30. Fans, thank you so much for joining us here today from the Angus Glen Community Centre. Make sure you're back here on the Ontario Hockey Federation YouTube channel at 12 o'clock for more action. Day 3 of the U18 Central Region Championships will be live. And thank you to Denode. Thank you so much for putting on a great show as always. Thank you to the viewers and thank you to the OHF. We'll be back here tomorrow. You won't want to miss a minute. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications button so you get all reminders about this year's tournament. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow.